I tell stories of the weird, strange, and true stories in a story format. I will try to post once per week as time allows. Please subscribe to my channel, and click the like button on the video. Thank you for watching. This story was posted anonymously to the Dogman Encounters website in November 2015. One evening while I was hunting coyote on my father-in-law's land around 6 or 7 p.m., I was in a hunting blind on the edge of a ravine overlooking a creek about 30 feet down, and just beyond that was a cornfield. I was trying to call a few in because a week earlier one of the neighbor's cows was mutilated, and we all assumed it to be from a coyote. It was getting very dark, and I was about to leave when I heard steps walking up behind me. I called out in a low voice to my father-in-law thinking it was him letting me know his presence, and I lowered my crossbow. When I looked out the mesh window I did not see him, and I was perplexed that he did not call back. That is when I heard sniffing right behind the blind, not 3 feet away. I was taken aback and excited thinking that this must have been a coyote coming to see what was in distress. I turned slowly in my chair raising my crossbow, and that is when I heard the growl. It was very deep and guttural. I felt a deep dread fall over me. I knew that whatever growled that deep was much larger than a coyote. I laid my crossbow down and grabbed my .45 sidearm I always carry while hunting, and started to pray. I felt like I was in serious danger and I might have a fight on my hands. I have been attacked by a wild dog before and still have the scars to this day. What I saw walking away from the tent changed the course of my life, and popped a safety bubble I did not even realize I have been living in my whole life, while out hunting or spending time in the woods. I watched a wolf on his hind legs walk away from my blind along the edge of the ravine, and then jumped down and disappeared out of my sight. I exhaled and realized I was holding my breath, shaking and holding the .45 up and ready. This creature was at least as tall as me, and I am 5 feet 10 inches. It was hunched down while walking away, so it had to be at least 7 feet standing upright. His fur was dark gray, and his back was heavily muscled, very defined. His arms were long and looked like he had hands. I could see the tops of his ears over his hunched back. I never did see his face, but he had legs like a canine. I felt frozen and in disbelief. I want to run as fast as I could out of there, and also be still and ready in case this thing came back. After about a minute of deep breathing, I readied my things and slowly eased out of the blind, keeping my firearm up and sweeping the area as I moved toward my truck, about 300 yards away. It was the hardest thing not to run a full sprint, but darkness was coming on quick, and I did not want to be out there late with this thing. I made it to my truck and sped out of there as fast as I could. Since that night, I have been struggling with what I saw and went through. It is hard to talk to others. My family is very proper and practical and would reduce what I saw to mere shadows, making a coyote seem bigger or some such. It is comforting to know after researching that there are others that have seen things like this. I moved to an old house about 10 miles away from the land where I was hunting, and for about a week my 2-year-old daughter would tell me about the bad wolf outside. This was about 2 years after my hunting incident, so I did not think much of it at first. She kept on about the bad wolf outside, and so I started getting concerned. I told her to come to get me if she saw it again. One night at about 8 p.m. she comes to me saying, "Bad wolf outside," and she leads me to her room on the 2nd story, and tells me to look out of the window. We have a floodlight out back, a huge chicken coop, and a run area about 50 yards back. Then about 10 more yards past that is the wood line. I scanned outside in the yard and see nothing, look around the coop, thinking it to be my neighbor's dogs trying to get to my chickens, and see nothing. I looked at the wood line and I see it. Just like before, I see a large wolf creature standing in the wood line straight up and staring right at us. It was standing right behind a large wooden cross I had put up just at the wood line. The cross is about 9 feet tall, and this creature was shorter but not by much. I was frozen, but this time I was angry because it was at my home. It was watching my daughter, and probably my whole family for who knows how long. I picked up my daughter and stared right back at this thing. It had yellowish glowing eyes from the floodlight reflection. I carried her and called my son into my room while trying to stay calm. I put them both on the bed and go into my gun safe and grab my rifle and head to the window and see that it is gone. I did not sleep much that night and had the kids sleep with my wife and me that night. I was staring outside for a long while. I have not seen it or any others since then and pray I never do. I live near Circleville, Ohio. This story was posted anonymously to the Dogman Encounters website in November 2015. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you.